Okay, you mentioned New York Times bestseller list. You chose to self-publish.
Yes.
Can we just linger on that decision? What are the pros and cons of self-publishing?
The cons are it is acceptable in our current business climate or cultural climate for corporate media outlets to pretend the book doesn't exist.
Yep.
So basically, and there's reason for it. I can make the case for them pretty easily. If someone's doing it themselves, who is this guy? Some crackpot writing crazy stuff from his basement, right?
Mhm.
It's a little different, I think, for me because I'm an established author. C-SPAN gave me an hour on Book TV.
I'm still a crackpot, but
Still a crackpot.
established.
For Dear Reader, I think I was the first one to get an hour on Book TV for a book that I did myself. So there is space for that. It didn't go through a vetting process the way a book going through a corporate publisher did. So those are the minuses. The pros are I can drop it and publish it immediately. If you go through a corporate publisher, you have to wait a year.
Mhm.
You can do what you could have the book you want instead of getting past the editor. And some editors are very, very good, and there's a whole spectrum. Some of them not so good. Some are good, some are not so good. I know the
Let's
best
go-
and
go-
the real killers.
All right, let's be there's good people on both sides.
Yeah, there's plenty of good people on both sides.
Yeah.
And I don't mean the white nationalists who I condemn totally. So, but the thing is, in terms of money, you get 6 times as much profit when you self-publish than when you go through a corporate publisher. The buck stops here. It's, in one of my books that I co-authored, I won't even mention the name, there is a typo and they don't care. They didn't fix it for the paperback edition. Here, since I'm going through Amazon, if there's a typo, I can fix it live and it updates.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
You can just update it.
Yeah. So that's very
You
useful.
do like a Fight Club thing where you can insert like a dick pic in one of the pages.
Okay, why do you keep texting me to send you dick pics?
I didn't,
Talk about North Pole.
Justin, you're all right.
All right, I get
That's
it.
why I'm not the editor.
I get it. North Pole. I get it.
Yeah.
The other advantage, just socially, is I think people are like, I found this with the Kickstarter I did for Dear Reader. People are much more excited to buy it and promote it and talk about it when they know you're doing it yourself, instead of you're getting a big check from, St. Martin's, HarperCollins, Penguin, whatever.
Are you also trying to use some kind of service to get it distributed to bookstores, or are you just going to do Amazon?
No, just Amazon. Yeah.
And that's probably where most sales happen.
The vast majority. Yeah. So it's not going to be in bookstores.
So how difficult is the process of getting it on Amazon?
So I'll tell you a funny story about how Amazon works. And because I always plan because everyone, here's another piece of advice I will give people. Mm-hmm. Your life will be a lot easier if you realize that the majority of people in every industry are bad at their jobs. Mm-hmm. Like once you have that realization, everything else makes sense and your life will be a lot easier, right? So when I did the Anarchist Handbook, which was a collection of essays from various anarchists throughout history, when I submitted it to Amazon, there was a lot of copyright issues because they're like, do you have the rights to this essay? Do you have the rights to this essay? I had to go back and forth with them a lot to make sure I had copyright or everything was public domain. And the thing is, you forward it, you update it, you give them the information, 3 days. There's another problem, it's another 3 days. So it's weeks. The other thing with their CreateSpace program is the paperback and the ebook, the Kindle, are approved independently. Mm-hmm. So just because it's approved for one, it's not approved for the other. After I published Anarchist Handbook and it was a big success, they unrolled a hardcover edition program. So I'm like, oh, great, I'll put in hardcover. They're like, sorry, this is too similar to Murray Rothbard's Anatomy of the State, which is a pamphlet or short book that Murray Rothbard wrote. I go, wait, I have the entirety of Anatomy of the State in here. I have permission from the Mises Institute in writing, which I'm giving to you, to reprint it. And you guys already have it been published for a year as a paperback and ebook. Yep. And they're like, too bad, blocked. Yep. So it's not available as a hardcover on Amazon, even though it's available. Maybe now it's going to be pulled as paperback and ebook. So with this book, I was anticipating, all right, there's going to be some whatever. The thing with how it works is you have to upload it and hit publish, and then you got to wait for the approval.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is going to be, who knows? I just wanted to get it as fast as possible. 4 a.m., less than 24 hours, I get a notification. Congratulations, your book's available for sale. And I have to run downstairs and pull it
Yeah.
from publication because otherwise it was out and I didn't finish editing it.
Yeah.
So that's the situation there.
Oh, that's fascinating. But that's like powerful. That's like it's all in your hands. It's all on you.
Yes, and I think the program is great. It charts just like any other book. The quality of the books is great. I am very happy with. I have no contact with them. My buddy Tucker Max, he had a company that did this, and they basically help people self-publish their own book. They did Dave Goggins' book. I think you've talked to him, haven't you?
Yeah. Maybe they emailed me or something.
Yeah. And he said, I have done dozens, maybe hundreds of books with them. I have never been able to get someone on the phone. So I don't know what's going on over there, but guys, if you want to reach out to me, please call me. It's Michael at lexfriedman.com. Friedman is spelled wrong.
Yeah. If you ever have any complaints, please just at me at Twitter about Michael. No. Why do you think so few established authors self-publish? I mean, why? It seems like it makes perfect sense in this modern society to be able to, when you finish the book, to publish it within a few days, a few weeks.
I think I talked to Jordan Peterson about this at length, and Michaela, his daughter, who I'm also good friends with. She's actually named after Gorbachev, who's the big hero of this book.
Also a friend?
Mikhail, I was in talks to interview Gorbachev, and then COVID hit. And that's one of the big regrets of my life that I didn't get. I think if I met him, I would be on my knees, literally kissing his feet, crying. Because of, one of the big points of the White Pill is there were so many moments when they were calling him up, send in the tanks. We want another Tiananmen Square. And he's like, fuck you. So when you have anyone who has the capacity to murder thousands of people and chooses to withhold that power, like all I could do is applaud.
He resisted the cynicism.
Yes. Wait, so the authors, why don't publish the books? I think they're still in the, how like there's this whole idea about how if you're a movie actor, you don't go on TV because that like kind of ruins your brand.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's kind of going away. There's a lot of shows where the lead is now like a former movie actor, and this is kind of like a big thing. Like Matthew McConaughey, he had a TV show on HBO, I believe. So I think there's this kind of like, wait a minute, what's that? I hear he said.
I said, all right. Is it all right? All right, all right. Matthew McConaughey, all right.
I don't know what that is. Sorry.
I'll explain it. Look at the context below.
Okay. So I think for them, it might be a loss of credibility to some extent, but B, their agent, whose job is to sell them and get a big advance, wouldn't be encouraged them to self-publish because so I don't think it's percolated to powerful people yet how feasible this is and how profitable it is.
Yeah.
And how they'll still be able to reach their audience. And I feel if Anarchist Handbook wasn't such a gigantic success, I would be much more nervous about the White Pill. But the fact that it was, and that I saw it from start to finish and I know the ins and outs, now I'm like, what are you guys bringing to the table besides taking a year of my time and introducing edits that I would not otherwise agree with?
I think for some people, a book is a sort of beacon of reputation. So
yes.
So it's really important to not, there's somehow not as much reputation associated with a self-published book unless it's successful.
Yes.
And then like its success outshines the actual, however it was published. I guess David Goggins self-published his book.
Because it used to be you self-publish when you can't get a book deal. So it's like an admission of failure.
Yeah, so you would recommend it as something for authors?
No, I would recommend it as something for authors of a certain stature, for lack of a better term.
Got it.
Because it is still, in terms of your resume and your experience, it's better to get a crappy advance and have a book with St. Martin's that goes nowhere than a self-published book that goes nowhere. So the other thing is you have to make sure you have enough of an audience that you can move some copies.
What about OnlyFans? Would you recommend authors? How much money do you think you and I can make if we did like bathtub scenes in OnlyFans? Not just chilling, just reading like Animal Farm, just like while sitting in the bathroom.
Bestiality.
I don't know.
Okay, Snowflake. Snowball. Sorry, Snowball. Okay, Snowball.
All right.
What was his name?
Snowball.
No, the horse.
Boxer.
I'm hung like a boxer.
I will. I will work harder. Yeah, that guy. I think about that guy a lot.
Boxer.
Yeah, his motto was "I will work harder." Anything that happens, so like the pigs would take advantage, and his response to everything, he was inspiring to me because he never gave in to the cynicism.
Right, and they killed him.
Yeah.
Spoiler, sorry.
But that's a good way to die, never giving in.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of that in this book about the people who were like, you're not going to break me. Like, I am bigger than this.